The recall vote against all 24 Kuomintang lawmakers failed today. So what does this mean for the Kuomintang leadership and the Democratic Progressive Party leadership moving forward?
Today, the voters spoke unambiguously. It's now clear that trying to use the recall laws as a political tactic, it has failed in a mass sort of way against a political party. It also, I think, unambiguously underscored that the voters within these districts wanted to underscore and reaffirm their choices that were made in the January 2024 election and send a loud and clear message that they didn't want their choices overturned. Now, this, I think, is going to this is a very big, I guess you could say, show of support for the KMT. I believe that they may interpret this in a way that everything that they have done or said has been underscored as correct. But I do think that if they do so, that might be overstepping their boundaries. So they may want to dial it back a little bit. Fundamentally, the DPP is going to have to do some soul searching. This was not initiated by them. It was not their campaign, but they did support it, and I'm certain that they were quite hopeful in the results, and this was definitely not what they were hoping for.
Voter turnout in most districts exceeded 50%, which is quite high for a non-presidential election. What's your takeaway?
Well, what's very interesting about this is that if you looked at polls, generally speaking, the majority were opposed to the recall votes. However, there were certain districts where you had just general voters, where the number that said they were voting to agree to the recall, for example, Hsueh's district, the number that said that they supported recalling her was actually slightly higher than the percentage that said they didn't. And when you looked at likely voters, the percentage that said they were going to come out and vote to recall her was strikingly higher than the number who said they were going to vote and were going to support her. But it looks like the general numbers across the board were more accurate.